Hello, YouTube. Well, there's something disturbing in the news today, so I thought I'd talk about it for a minute. It's actually been going on for a couple of days. So I believe, was it 216, where they had that horrible massacre of gay homosexual people in a nightclub in Florida, correct? It was a horrible, at that time, it was the worst mass shooting in American history, right? And the people made a little memorial by painting the sidewalk outside of the nightclub so that people won't remember. It is history. It is part of American history since it is the worst. Someone went in there and killed 49 innocent people, murdered them. And all they had was a little sidewalk, a little paint on the sidewalk. They didn't have any grand statues. They didn't have anything, just memorializing. Correct? But once again, we had this asshole named Ron DeSantis, another white racist bigot, whatever. They're encouraged now to do whatever they want to do because they had Donald Trump at the helm. That sidewalk was not bothering anybody. They're saying that, oh, we're going to change all the sidewalks in the state. No painting on the sidewalk. No painting on the side. So you destroyed this memorial for absolutely no reason. They come in the dead of night. They did it in the dead of night. People went to bed. They went to bed. There was a sidewalk there, correct? Painted, a memorial. When they woke up, it was totally black and white again. This makes absolutely no sense. Like that fool, he goes into schools and he wants to remove books. They want to change history, him and Trump, right? Trump wants to go into the goddamn museums and change Black history forever. Because when he leaves his stinking ass, when he leaves in 3.5 years, we're going to be left with all this destruction, all this shit he's caused, right? All the history he's erased. Right? I mean, what harm is a fucking painted sidewalk? It's a small sidewalk just across the street, right in front of a gay club. Why is that bothering him so much? Are they trying to impress each other and show it's always us against them against us, right? We're going to erase Black history. We're going to erase gay history. And I think gay people, we have kind of fallen down here because we haven't been using our platforms, those of us who have some kind of platform on one of these social media things, to support this attack on transgender people. It's like they're not even people. That bullying spirit that Donald Trump has carried all the way since kindergarten, honey, has arrived on the United States plane now. Now he's going to take over goddamn Chicago. Now, I'm trying to understand. Granted, I'm not a brainiac. I'm not anything spectacular about the way my mind works, but I'm trying to figure how you going to go in somebody's city and stay there for a month, and now you have cured the violence in Chicago. You have cured the violence. You're only there for a month. I guess the law only allows you to be there for a month. Are they going to go right back to doing what they were doing when you left, Donald Trump? I don't understand your logic, honey. So now he's got his scope on Chicago, and he's got his scope on all these Democratic cities. Donald Trump is going to get even, and he's going to show you. He's going to show everybody, right? He's going to cure Baltimore next, he says. Just a lunatic, a wild person, and he's probably losing his mind. That's probably what the issue is, right? To them, it's all just a game. The point is, Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, gay people are American citizens, correct? Whether you like it or not, Black people are American citizens. The only people there was even controversy about them being American citizens, your ass went out in full force to eliminate them from America, to terrorize their families, to take their homes and all of their possessions as if they're not even real people. And we, American people, have bought into this bullshit that it is important. It is somehow important that we don't have immigrants. Yet, what is America if it's not a country of nothing but immigrants? Correct? He has been on this damn assault, and now he's attacking the goddamn sidewalks. Anyway, so the people in Florida, they are fighting back against this. I think they have first they put in chalk, memorizing the people, memorializing the people in the sidewalk, and now we're 2 days in, and now they have painted the sidewalk again. Those bullies will come in there and paint it. What is the point in painting it? Oh, we're citing it's traffic concern. Well, nigga, if it was a traffic concern, shouldn't somebody have had an accident by now? I mean, how many years ago are we talking here? 10, 12 years? How long ago was Pulse? 16 would be 26. 10, 12. Nobody's got hit by a car. There have been no traffic fatalities, no traffic accidents that we're aware of, right? And then they want to say, oh, in the whole state, so they want to remove all gay sidewalks. Gay people have had this way of marking in many cities sidewalks of where the gay communities are. It's a respectful thing. It's not harming anybody. Actually, it's kind of nice looking. We here in San Francisco, in fact, in my neighborhood, we have painted sidewalk, right? With the rainbow across the sidewalk. It's a clever idea, right? It didn't bother nobody. We have flags. We have memorials. This goddamn Trump administration, they came on here and they had a ship named after Harvey Milk. They got to change the name of the ship. Why? Why? They actually think that they're going to change history. Trump and his whole brigade. He's going to go into all of the colleges, and he's going to change the colleges, and they're going to have to adhere to his standards. Like Donald Trump knows something about education. He don't know a shit about what he's talking about, honey. Right? Donald Trump, you think we haven't figured out that you paid someone to take your SATs, or you paid someone to take your test in college? You paid for everything else, right? Either you paid for it out of your lunch money, or your daddy paid for it. Child, you're not an educated person, even though you continually say you have big words. I got big words. I got big. Donald Trump, it is very obvious that, yes, you have some talents. You have talents just like any other con man has talents, right? Anytime somebody can go out there and con people to believe things that are not true, that's the talent. That's the gift, honey. But you're not a smart person, right? So you want to change all the colleges. You are extorting money from all of our colleges. The best schools, or at least comparatively, the best schools on the planet. Harvard, Columbia, you went after UCLA. You want them to give you $1 billion. Everybody has to give you money. Everything is about money, correct? Well, Donald Trump, since you want to collect all this goddamn money, why would you then be cutting all the services that the taxpayers, that's what they use the money for? They use the money to pay for SNAP, for the least of these, honey, right? So what are you doing with the money, the collection of money? Is it because you've been such a failure in all of your endeavors, Donald Trump? Hey, oh shit. Come back here, you ding dong. Sit that bum right there. Sit it. Put it down. Put the bum down. There you go. I will be woo. They'll go away. Anyway, I want to thank you guys. Yesterday or day before yesterday was telling me what was wrong with my cell phone. I'm about to throw the motherfucker in the trash. But you told me that it's because some people in the chat, I'm sorry, I don't remember which one said it. It's because my Wi-Fi was on. I had to, so I turned the Wi-Fi off and now it works fine. So thank you. Hey, Darius. How y'all doing, Jesse? We got to stand up, people. Just like they stood up. They trying to Chain Stonewall, child. Everything is distasteful of Donald Trump. I guess he don't want us to look like a shithole country. So this delusional fool actually believes by sending all these military. We saw what they did in LA. They sat down on the sidewalk. They went to sleep in the goddamn train station. Basically, they didn't do nothing. You just wasting billions of dollars on all these people because they got to pay them all and all this kind of stuff for nothing, just showing out, right? And now you've done that to Washington, D.C., and you claiming that you came in, oh, he had 20-something arrests. Well, how many arrests did you have before you brought your stinking ass in there? They always had police. Maybe you should work on how can we fund the police in these cities and have more real police there instead of calling in the goddamn Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines. So he said his plan's going to expand now. I don't see how it makes any sense. You bring your ass in there with all these tanks and shit, like your disastrous parade. How many billion you waste on that, honey? I'm certainly many millions. Nobody came. Anyway, when they come, they leave Donald Trump, right? Unless you're going to continue to finance them by billions and billions and billions, just to walk around in the streets and make people uncomfortable, right? They coming back. Hell, their mama lives there and their daddy lives there. You say you're going to destroy the slums as well, Donald Trump? So you don't want them, no, you want to get rid of your cure to homelessness is to move the people out of Washington, D.C., like that cures homelessness, right? It does shit. Then you want to get rid of the slums. So you're going to bulldoze the neighborhoods. And we know what you're saying when you call slums and shithole countries. All that is in reference to people that are dark, that are black or brown. Correct? If you could deport our ass, we'd be gone as well. Donald Trump. Your nastiness is contagious. And now people like Ron DeSantis feel like they can go on there and just rain havoc on people. You've never been able to, you're not presidential material, Donald Trump, or you are to be a governor, Ron DeSantis, because you don't consider us all American citizens. Correct? When Barack Obama, my idol, when Barack Obama, he was the president of America. All of it. All of it. The ones who voted for him and the ones who didn't vote for him. Your ass is trying to punish every goddamn body. Everybody who's ever said anything against Donald Trump, all those people that got him convicted on 34 felonies. Correct? Now the motherfucker is saying that he doesn't want people to get out of jail that they ain't got no money. What does that say, Donald Trump? When you say that you can't have no bail, whatever the fuck it's called, girl. The rich people can get out. People who have means can get out of jail, and the rest of them are there. Well, who are the people who have means, Donald Trump? Are you going to sit there and pretend that rich white kids don't do drugs? Correct? So when they get busted, if they even take them downtown, they can get out. Why? Their mama can send a lawyer down there to get them out. Correct? Donald Trump, isn't it enough of that going on already, child? So what are you going to do with all these black people in Washington, D.C.? I mean, they just walk around for a month? It doesn't make any sense at all, child. All cities. They say, oh, those Democrats, they messing up. They got murderers in the street. They got gangbangers in this. We have everything in the street. Why? Because we're millions of people. If you had millions of people in these goddamn red states, child, they'd have crime too. You think you got cities, they got 10,000 people able to have a high crime rate? Of course not. Don't be silly. Right? So you're going to attack all of these major cities. You're not doing anything permanent. You're not coming up with any solutions, right? Many people have made the point, maybe if some of these teenagers, because you said Washington, D.C., the problem with teenagers. Well, maybe if these teenagers had programs, had places they could go, things they could do, sporting programs or whatever, after school program, or jobs, maybe they would have something to do. Maybe they would have to get up in the morning and go to work. Honey, they ain't got time to be hanging out in the streets when you hang out on the streets, eventually you drift off into crime. Why? There's nothing else to do. So you ain't came up with one goddamn solution to nothing. Moving people around. Hell, we got homeless people here in San Francisco all over the place. And when they come and they sweep through and they throw all their belongings in the garbage can, right? And they tell them, get the hell out of here. What do? They go to the next neighborhood over. And so you push it around, and now those over there, they're complaining. Correct? Donald Trump, all of your solutions concerning this country are shit. You're not doing nothing, honey. Spreading your hatred around. Right? Now, how do you, what if those people in Chicago decide to fight back? You know, that's a real big city, right? And very violent, with a history of violence, correct? What if they're not going to just accept you going there, pushing them around and taking over their neighborhoods? And what you going to close down the slums and all this shit you're going to do? You're supposed to be such a great builder. You're building high rises all over the goddamn world. Have you no solution to homelessness? Correct? Are there no answers? Donald Trump. How y'all doing? I ain't even speak. I'm sorry. Hey, Torrey in New York City. He coming to get you too, Torrey, sound like. Then he gonna fight back the woman who convicted his ass. What did he do to her? And then I gotta get all these names together. But Bolton, he done raided his house. Was somebody who was as crooked and corrupt as Donald Trump. Who's to say that Donald Trump wouldn't have his henchmen plant something in that man's house? We can't trust a goddamn thing that comes out of our government. That is pitiful. That's horrible. You said Donald Trump, you said you had won or canceled out 11 wars? Really? How come we can't see these wars canceled? It seems to me they're still killing each other in the thousands. And you are contributing by removing all aid to the poorest people on the planet, and you just let them die because you're not capable. You don't understand, and you're not capable of compassion for other people. Right? Right. So what have you done, Donald Trump, where you have stopped wars? All we've seen you do is kiss up to Putin, which is what you were doing before you even became the president, right, Donald Trump? And then you over here spending the next 10 years talking about, oh, Russiagate, that Russia. There was a Russiagate, and there was a legitimate investigation. And weren't you impeached twice, Donald Trump? You were impeached twice. And yet let your ass still stay there. You got convicted of all these goddamn felonies, child. 34 felonies. 34 felonies. You went right from the felonies right into the White House. Have you no shame? So anyway, now they're commenting on his health. I don't know why this fool thinks that he is going to be so healthy. He's 80 years old. You're going to be unhealthy like other 80-year-olds, honey. Oh no, I'm in great shape. My doctor said he's the most healthy man I've ever seen. No one's ever seen anything like this. No one's ever seen. He's like Superman. He's more like Mighty Mouse. This thing. Correct. So everything's a lie. You can't believe the doctors. You can't believe the lawyers. You certainly can't believe that motley crew that you have behind you. You deliberately hired incompetence, correct? So they would just be up there kissing your ass, right, Donald Trump? Donald Trump, are you still having your meetings with your cabinet, child, and they all have to go around and say what a wonderful person you are before the meeting starts? Is this still primary part of your meetings, Donald Trump? Everybody got to kiss their ass. Now, metaphorically, the ring. Right? They have to do that every time they go into the White House, child, because you're so insecure and so incompetent, Donald Trump. So yes, I do blame you for these actions that are going on in Florida now, where you're racing all the sidewalk. You ain't gonna do nothing but cause a whole bunch of trouble. At some point, people are gonna start fighting back. Okay? You think you can roll in with all the might and show how strong you are? Oh, strong. You strong, right? And somebody gonna start hitting back, and we're gonna have chaos, like your first administration. Remember that, Donald Trump? Remember what happened after George Floyd? We spent a whole lot of time in riots, didn't we? Everybody's not gonna get pushed around. Remember now, you said they all criminals and murderers and all that kind of shit, girl. They're not regular people then, right? And some of them gonna be mean people, and some of them gonna decide to fight back. Then what you gonna do? Send the Air Force? Maybe we can have airplanes dropping bombs on the cities. Whenever you have big cities, you're gonna have crime. You're gonna have prostitution. You're going to have drugs. You're going to have all that stuff. Why? Because we are millions of people. This is not Mayberry. Donald Trump. God before everything. Hi. Kimberly W. Bonita Peterson. All the chat. K Sharp. Ambrosia. Hi, everybody. Yeah, the gay people got to stand up more. We've got to stand up for each other. We've let this assault, I guess, because it wasn't affecting this city. It wasn't so in your face, but they have been attacking these transgender people, which is such a small minority, right? They're attacking all these trans people all this time. American citizens, taxpaying citizens. They're attacking the Mexican people in a big way. All immigrants, they're attacking them. All they do is cause trouble and chaos with our neighbors. Correct? I have yet to see all these droves of black people running out there to pick tomatoes. What are the numbers, Donald Trump? You identified those as the black jobs, correct? Well, if they're the black jobs, why ain't none of the black people doing them? In your twisted mind, you think we're all supposed to be your maids and kissing your funky ass, correct? You use those Mexican people to build those goddamn mausoleums of yours, child, and you build them all over the world, and then we can just look up and see. All they got to do is go and Google construction, any of your projects. Just look up, zero in on the faces, honey. You use them up, and you use them, and all these hotels that you were involved in all had Latin people. All you employed them and you drained them and you paid them less money, correct? Right? But then you identified the people, the Midwestern, the hatred in America. You capitalized on that and you turned on and threw all those people under the bus after years of servitude unto your ass. Hi, Kitten Heels. Moderator Kitten Heels with the pretty lipstick. Darius, you here? Okay. Crystal. I'm not in Ohio, but my state is one of them as well. You're not in Ohio? Are they taking the sidewalks, painting them in Ohio as well? Or is that a state thing? Is that DeSantis? You know, DeSantis is the one who wants to remove all the books that say anything about gay. He wants to go on and pretend that there are no gay people. Like, all you're doing with all that bullshit, girl, is keeping the people stupid. They still stay in their little communities, girl, and they just pretend that they don't know shit. So what they got gay people, honey, they almost had heart attacks when they found out the drag queens were reading the book. Maybe one of the kids will say, "My daddy, what's him? He's different. Are you a woman? Are you a lady?" That's not going to devastate them, child. It's going to make them more sophisticated. So when they hit the cities, child, it won't be like Alice in Wonderland. I already know there's drag queens in the world. I already know there's gay people in the world. I already know there's black people who are not maids in the world. Right? Damn. They want to go back. Make it great again. 1956. Oh, it was great then. Wasn't that before civil rights? When you make it great again, nigga. When you make it great again, you're talking about the 1950s, I think, as far as you go back, right? I think that was quite a bit before civil rights, correct? Were we still using separate toilets, Donald Trump? Is that what we're supposed to be aspiring to, Donald Trump. And not only are the blacks not going in them damn fields, the whites ain't going out there, girl. So what are you going to do? Are you going to destroy all of the farming in America, Donald Trump? I mean, I'm just saying. It ain't like them people coming over here taking something from us. All they need to do is come over here and work for us. Correct? All the factories. Clear it out. Raid. As I try to tell that fool, they called Obama the deporter in chief. Well, he did a lot of deporting, but he deported criminals, right? And Biden, both of them deported more than Donald Trump. They deported the people that Donald Trump claimed he was going to deport. Correct? Donald Trump get in there, and now he can't make the numbers. Why? Because there's only so many murderers in the world, Donald Trump. Right? So you just start picking people off the street. It's a crime to have brown skin in this country. What y'all think? It's one for all, honey. One for all and all for one. It's the truth. We shouldn't be. We should want everybody to be treated fairly, to be a decent human being. That motherfucker don't know about. He don't that him and DeSantis, straight hardcore bigots. And Donald Trump is a classist in addition to all his other problems. Even though he pretended to be one of the white, oh, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, brother. You're not no goddamn brother, nigga. You wouldn't share a hamburger sandwich. You wouldn't tell a hamburger sandwich with none of them people, honey. Right? Weren't you riding around in limousines, Rolls Royces, and jets? What the hell you got to do with them poor white people? Nothing. You ain't have no interest in them people at all until you ran for president, because you recognize a weakness in them, a hatred that you could capitalize on. You played them. Correct, Donald Trump? Like he just down, put on the little hat, and going in the truck. I'm one of you, brother. Right on, brother. Get all the goddamn Klansmen out there and the skinheads over there, and they all support him. Isn't that strange how they all support him, honey? Every racist group in America, if you question all of them, they all support Donald Trump. Now, why is that so? What are they gonna get out the deal? Nothing. Well, they got a get out of jail free card, but he's the one put him in jail. Didn't you, Donald Trump? Didn't you get them all arrested? Because you couldn't accept it, and then you're still lying. All them lies, 35,000 lies, nigga, and you still lying. Still lying. I don't know how. I just don't know what happened to this country. How could you, something like you, be our president? And you in there, you can't sit still. Every time we open up, the moment I wake up, honey, you done did something else. This shit, what do you give a fuck about a goddamn sidewalk? What color the sidewalk is? There's nothing but another publicity stunt, honey. How you keep your ass in the news. We don't know what the fuck DeSantis is up to, child. They all want to turn us all against each other. Everybody hate each other. We was on our way. Hell, Obama lit up the whole goddamn White House in a rainbow flag. I know that drive y'all bigoted asses crazy, honey. Why? What do you care? Oh, we have to think of the children. We have to think of the children that are going to be gay are going to be gay. Where do you think we came from, honey? Right? They don't be gay because they saw some damn drag queen somewhere. Anyway, I just had to go and say my piece. What's going on, Darius? His entire cabinet got to have a chapstick. All that ass kissing, honey. No shame at all. What do you think? Oh, dear leader, I think that is the most beautiful blonde hair I've ever seen. we have to just pray collectively, honey, that this fool does not lead us into a war. That this fool, with all of his tariffs and all of his making trouble around the world, honey, all his picking on people and all of these domestic problems he's causing, he does not lead us into uh, uh, a real war. A war, or because he's going right along with the playlist of Putin, right? Putin want to go and take over other countries and shit like that, right? Putin wants to do that. That's what he's been doing for years and years. And what did Donald Trump, when he gets in office, first thing he do? We're taking over fraud. We're taking over Canada. Canada is another state of United States. Canada is a huge ass place. What is that's gonna be another state? That's gonna be the biggest state in America, Donald Trump. Do you remember that? Do you remember Greenland and all the places you want to take over? Didn't that sound like Putin? World domination? You're not capable, Donald Trump, and you're not healthy enough for no goddamn world domination. Nigga, you 80 years old. It's time to wrap it up. You need to do something good. Hateful. That a bitch, the world done gave him everything from birth. Hatefulest motherfucker on here. Need to be grateful. Get down on my knees. Bow down and thank our God. No, when they're entitled, they think that's their birthright. Oh, I'm entitled. I'm entitled. The world is mine. Oh, God chose me. God chose me. I thought God, according to the Bible, you call the book that you call God. I thought that the Jews were the chosen people. What do you do with that? Right? Yet come to America, Jesus got blue eyes and blonde hair. I'm a believer. Print those books up. How many Bibles did you have? Donald Trump Bibles did you have printed up, honey? Does that sound like a not only a dictator, but a cult leader? When you have your own Bible, come on, man. Let your people go. They over there skinning and grinning. They the ones walking around with the goddamn red hats on and shit, child. Oh, Donald Trump's gonna run for and get another presidency. It's insane. Why would we even say something so stupid? I'll let you be right, Darius. Okay, what did Darius say? He signed an executive order to create units all over the country to handle civil unrest. Like that or something. Why can't he spend that money, child, on building housing? He's setting up to declare martial law. Is that a bitch? Ain't did nothing about any of the problems in America, child. I don't think Donald Trump has ever even addressed homelessness. Like it's just something we have to accept. Although they're all retarded or something. I don't understand a brain like that, child. You came on here talking about how you gonna lower the prices in one day. Has any price gone down on anything? Hell, my big thing is the toilet paper. That's $32. Time I go in the store, I go in with fear and trembling, honey. Every goddamn thing in the place, girl. The prices are way, way up. But you said they went all the way down. Oh, the prices. Now, why would you lie? Don't lie. I need the Nobel Peace Prize. I need the Nobel. How Barack Obama didn't even realize that he had gotten the prize, honey. This motherfucker goes and demands it. What kind of a human being is that, girl? You're demanding the Nobel Peace Prize? Don't they award that to people? You want control over that as well, correct? How many billions did you get out of Harvard? A couple of weeks ago, you demanded $1 billion from UCLA. You trying to break their back. So everybody bow down to dollar. You're crazy. Really, what you are is crazy. Because all this shit should make no difference to you, honey. What color the sidewalk is. What's going on, Elaine? Huh? It is so disrespectful to destroy a memorial. A memorial. That's like if we went to New York City and they just decided they want to drop a goddamn something on the memorial for 9/11. Right? You would just take it from the people. You just make a decision on your own. We don't destroy memorials, Donald Trump. But yet you're willing to go in there and protect the Confederate statues. We must protect our beautiful statues. Our beautiful statues. Oh, they make slavery seem so bad. Girl, I've never heard anything so arrogant and so stupid in my entire goddamn life. What do you mean? They make it look so bad. You want them to change? You want them to change the history for you, Donald Trump? For you, of all people. You wouldn't even serve the country. How many deferments did you get from service? You went to the memorial and said those people were losers because they died? What did they die for? The Juice Radio and talk show queen, she's here. Is the Juice Radio here? I'm sorry, the Juice Radio. I hope I didn't stir up nothing between the big boy. I see he putting everybody's name in the thing. Oh, God damn it. Sometimes you don't even want to get up, honey. He wants all the homeless people gone. But where are they going to go to, child? They're going to invade the suburbs. Fucking idiots. I mean, it's a big problem, but I don't think it should be such a problem when you consider how many vacant lots there are and how much land the government owns and so forth. If they wanted to cure homelessness, they could do it. Yeah, they're gonna say, well, the drug addicts don't want the homelessness. The drug addicts don't want. Yeah. Some of them are like that. But believe me, if they had a place that they could lay down and was theirs, no matter what size it was, if they had a choice. If they didn't have somebody, oh, you can't do drugs here. You can't come in at a certain time. Oh, you check in at 7 o'clock. Oh, you got to check out at 9 o'clock. Oh, we won't work history. If you take away all these demands and say, I want to solve homelessness, correct? And come up with a plan. That's making a plan, Donald Trump. That's actually doing something. Scooting people around, that's not doing shit. We have a walk. I wish my camera was not on this thing. We have a walkway here, right? Behind Safeway, there's like a bicycle run there, bicycles, skateboarders, and all this. But then many times, since it's off the grid, the homeless people will start camping out there, right? And then we have a new mayor and all that. So they say, oh, we're going to clear that up. So they have Safeway. Y'all have to do patrols. Make sure nobody's back in the back of the building, right? And so the last several months, we got no homeless problem, right? But guess what? They moved their ass over to the Castro, which is right next door, correct? And when they move them out of there, they're going to move them back over here. That ain't no goddamn solutions. If you can build all these goddamn high rises and shit, girl, it is in New York City. Aren't the projects there big high rises and so forth there? Oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You people can't even accept, you Republicans, you can't even accept that was a bad idea of Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan released all these people to the streets, and that was 40 years ago, and they still on the street. There ain't no damn solution. You close all, oh, it costs too much money. Oh, pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Ain't that a bitch? Whatever. I ain't got to solve no big problems. Maybe next time we'll get ourselves. Yes, there he is. It's $32, honey. I got to have that gentle stuff, child. My stuff is precious, baby. But that's one example. Everything else is double the price too. Can't even go to a restaurant and have a decent meal without spending $20. Well, $20, that ain't much. It's that much, girl, when you got to do it every day. You got to cook something, all the ingredients, because you pay more for that than you pay for the goddamn restaurant. Has he addressed any of those type issues? Hell no. Because he don't care. Tim Scott pushed back on DeSantis when DeSantis said there were some good things about slavery. Ain't that a bitch? Good things about slavery, huh? Mm-hmm. I guess it was for your perspective. Since everything's about business, honey, you get free labor, but you need to take your ass down there and see what it was really about. I get the impression you're not very educated on any of those issues, Donald Trump. All your emphasis has been on getting money. Even now, when you want to get money from all these countries, I'm really wondering, what are you going to do with all this money? I mean, is it going to come to you personally? Because you act like this is all your personal business. Right, Donald Trump? I mean, what's your interest? You say, oh, don't give it to America. Gonna give it to America. What are we gonna do with it? You cutting all our services, girl. How are we gonna get any benefit from you ripping these countries off? For I'll get 7 billion from there. I'll get 1 trillion from over there. What are you gonna do with it? And how are you funneling it to yourself? And how are you spending the $3.5 billion you made in the last 6, 7 months? Correct, Donald Trump? If you've been obsessed with money all your life, everybody in your cabinets, they're all obsessed with money too. You promising them you're gonna get richer. That's it. What's going on, Justin? Justin is the name. He will risk his neck for brother man. Justin, damn straight. You see that cat, Justin, is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I'm talking about Justin, and he can dig it. He's a complicated man, but nobody says him but his woman. Justin is the name. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Tim Scott. And don't forget that Trump has said recently that people love dictators. Donald Trump said that some of y'all want a dictator. Ain't this a bitch? Give us our king. Give us our king. We actually want to be a dictator. And then we want the dictator to be him. Donald Trump, who's only concerned with fattening his pockets and his family's pockets. If you're 80 years old, girl, go and spend the money that you already ripped us off for. Right? Relax, honey. They're going to have to carry your ass out of there in a box. Because you're obsessed with having power, Donald Trump. They're making fun of you, that your big ass legs, you got all these swollen ass feet, you got hands that are falling apart. With all the money in the world, Mr. Midas, you can't get not a dermatologist or anybody to fix them damn hands. That means it must be something serious. But we would never get the truth from you, Donald Trump. You ain't gonna tell the truth about nothing. And I'm telling you honestly, Donald Trump, whenever I see you speak on CNN or somewhere, MSNBC, whenever you are on there live talking, I turn the channel. I don't want to hear anything you have to say because I know it's a lie. That's terrible. We're not supposed to get that from our leaders, right? All the people around you. We can't listen to that bullshit because we know it's all bullshit. It's been proven to be bullshit, right? So really, you should have just been a cult leader. You should have been a Jim Jones and just come and kill everybody. Nikki B, there will be no singing. What is there to sing about? I feel sorry for those people over there, though. I mean, it's just a little bit piece of sidewalk, and they couldn't even leave that alone. DeSantis, that freak. Yep, they all feel emboldened. Their leader likes that kind of shit. They trying to make points with Trump. Go start some more trouble. Go start some more trouble. Get another fight going. How can somebody have a different fight going every day, Donald Trump? Every day? I just hope nothing horrible happens in this country. You involved in all these machine guns and tanks and all this stuff and all this military on the streets. You're interacting with murderers, and you say they're murderers and killers and all that kind of stuff. You bulldozing your ass through everybody's city, right? Disrespecting the mayors, disrespecting the governors, disrespecting the people. You want to make a big shit out of Gavin Newsom, child, because you want to fight with Gavin Newsom. So the whole state of California has to sit back and watch the fight, right? So watch you get even with him. What you gonna do to California next, Donald Trump? What you gonna turn Alcatraz into? Because it's federal property, right? Anything you can do instead of taking some of these federal properties and making housing out of them. Maybe everybody won't become the perfect citizen, but a whole lot will if they have the support and they have a place to lay down. Correct? Everybody's not going to want to continue to do dope. I'm going to watch TV now. Right? But life on the street is hard, honey. And you never associate crime comes from poverty. In other words, they ain't got no money. So what are you doing about working programs? Right? You said the problem was all of these teenagers, honey. What are you doing to put the teenagers in Washington, D.C. to work? So they have some self-respect, some self-esteem, right? They do something. They build something. They go somewhere, right? No, you just let them walk around on the street. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. There was a post survivor that looks exactly like me. I saw him in the hospital on the news. He was the first person I've ever seen to look just like you, Justin. Oh, maybe it was you, right? They say there's a double for everybody on the planet. How did God do this, though? We all look different. It's an amazing thing. We don't thank God enough, I don't think. Because out of all these how many people, billions of people on this planet, and everybody looks a little different. Call the brother up, Justin. Maybe you can locate him on Google or something. Facebook. Oh, on Facebook. No, but you would have to look up his name. You might be able to find him. Say, brother, who was your auntie? Right? Your great grandmother. What city was she born in? And you might have stumbled on a twin or something. You don't know. If children are separated, honey, a lot of times people give up to children and they don't even know they have a twin somewhere. Anyway, what else is going on, people? What else is going on? There are the working homeless who make enough money to get an apartment, but they don't make the 3 times, 4 times the price of rent these apartment complexes are asking for. Exactly. It's a very good point. Shit, these damn apartments 3 and 4. They kill me. They always making fun of my apartment. Oh, you got 400 square feet. Child, do you know what it costs to live in San Francisco? What it costs to live in New York City? I mean, you go to New York City, hey, you have doctors and lawyers living in studio apartments, right? So it's hard to come up from the street. You have to have some kind of help. You just do. I'm sorry, honey. You think you're gonna get you some little job? You're gonna work at Macy's? You can't do that and not live here. So they end up on the street. And if you're on the street long enough, you're gonna end up on dope, right? You got to ease the pain, honey. It's hard living, and it's all around you. Well, that's where all the majority of the homeless are, in the big cities. Who can afford to live there? Who can afford to live in Los Angeles, honey? That's long if you got a child or something, child. Trade schools, everybody ain't meant for college. No, everybody. A lot of people waste money going to college. They need to follow the trends, honey. technology seems to be where the money is. You can learn technology. I know a lot of people just are on their computer, smart, just to solve a few problems. But this AI thing, it seems to be really getting big. So if you can focus on something like that, child, and go and be educated in it, yeah, who in the hell gonna be out there stealing something, child, if you got a job like that? Right? What are you doing to support the communities, honey? He act like these are all invaders in Washington, D.C. No, that's their home. Nigga, you the one visiting. You just coming here for 3 years, 4 years. We live here. Our mama live here. Our daddy lives here. Grandma and grandpa lives here. Great grandpa built this motherfucker. Hey, from shithole country. Just like, but they never had any pictures of the person. That messed Justin up when he saw somebody look like him. Well, a lot of people look alike, I think. I'll be honest, I'll tell you the truth. I hope, maybe I shouldn't even say this publicly, but I feel like saying it. A whole lot of white women, I can't tell them apart. If they have the same color hair, a lot of times in movies, unless they're, there's somebody you're familiar with, if they're an actress or there's something like that. Yeah, you can say they look different, but it's in generally, a lot of white women look alike. Just like they say that a lot of black men look alike, correct? If you're not interested in a certain person, then they could all look alike to you, right? If you go to the military even, now I don't think men look nearly as much alike as white women do. I don't even think black women, they don't all look alike to me. But white women, for some reason, what was I just going to say? Anyway, they say we all look alike. People say if you're not interested or you're not around Asian people, you would say all Asian people look alike. Well, actually, they don't. They're just like us. Anyway, I've seen a few of them look somewhat. Some people tell me, "Oh, you look just like my uncle." Y'all putting too much on God. God got to come up with a billion different faces. What do you come up with a few billion different faces? If you look at military men, right? When they go and they give them buzz cuts, a whole lot of them guys look the same, honey. And women, since they do so much with hair and makeup and all that, if you do the same makeup, a lot of them look alike. I think Nene and Tamar Braxton look the same. When they start chopping and slicing on their face and all that, then it's because not only the work they had done, but the hair and the makeup. You can do a whole lot with makeup, honey. That don't mean you can't look good now. You just look like somebody else that looks good. They look like white chicks. Bonita. Now that's strange. Look what they did with that makeup, because those guys did resemble the girls they were playing. Now we know they're big bone, but they did look like a girl. That was a funny movie. That's a prejudice thing. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying it's something I've observed. A lot of people look alike. Babies look alike. Whole lot of babies look alike, honey, or no matter what color they are. Don't do the in-house training anymore. They don't want to be responsible if something bad. Well, it used to depend on a lot of people, middle-class people, depended on these factories and things that have left. That's what Donald Trump thinks he's bringing back. But these factories have moved on. They make the parts somewhere else and all that. They used to make it in Detroit. But in Indiana, we had Chrysler was there. Chrysler. My mama worked for RCA. There was a few companies that don't exist anymore. Right? So I guess the new thing is AI. That's big here. You wouldn't believe this neighborhood in the mornings. Honey, they got so many. They got more empty cabs than they got cabs around here. I mean, empty, nobody's driving them. They're all over the place because they were created here. Anyway, you wonderful darlings, thank y'all for coming in on today. Thanks for letting me vent. We got to pay attention. We got to support each other, right? You ain't got to be all up in other people's communities to say, you know, you still deserve respect. You're so concerned with the goddamn sidewalk. They do all that shit just to get clicks and views, honey. They ain't no better than us. Later, people.